Hi everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of Torqueconomics Weekly Automotive Update. This video covers the week of 8th to 14th of February 2025. Let's dive right into the headlines of the week. This week marked the official end to the Honda and Nissan merger. More details came out as to why the reason the deal was terminated. Nissan wanted a merger, whereas Honda wanted to make Nissan a pure subsidiary. Foxconn, the iPhone and EV assembler, who is the newly emerged potential partner for Nissan, said a cooperation will be the goal at this stage. Foxconn is reportedly working with Renault, which owns 37% of Nissan. They elaborated that taking a stake in Nissan is also on the table. Nissan, with their dire financial circumstances, have made further cutbacks as a result of the merger falling through. They are laying off 2,500 employees worldwide and aiming to make more from each vehicle to lower the break-even sales number. Nissan's share price have not moved significantly adjusted for the spike when the Honda deal was initially proposed. Moving over to the other side of the world in Europe. Porsche have also not done well as of late. The company announced job cuts of 1,900 positions in its home country of Germany. This is as a result of lower sales in China and the disappointing launch of the Macan EV. Staying in the same continent, there have been some unconfirmed rumours that Ferrari have struggled with their new design language. Apparently, the 12-cylinder have struggled to sell despite a very limited allocation to loyal customers. This has also been a result of the high depreciation for recent models, like the SF90, scaring potential buyers. Despite this, Ferrari have confirmed that the flagship F80 have sold out its 799 car production run. This does ring warning bells for the company, which relies on its brand image to sell vehicles. Models not selling is a direct hit to the brand's perceived exclusivity. Perhaps this is a reason why Ferrari's CEO has come out recently to say that the company will limit customization even further from the factory to maintain its brand image. Now we dip over the pond to the USA. Calling back to last week, a financial report suggested a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico will cause headwinds of up to $110 million per day or $40 billion per year for automakers. Ford CEO Jim Farley seems to agree with this sentiment, saying the tariff, if it was to be implemented, will cause, I quote, cost and chaos within the industry. In the same press conference, Farley also said rescinding EV battery production tax credits would also be damaging for the company, as it has invested into US-based battery plants, which could go through layoffs if the incentives no longer remain. The potential scenario may have already been played out at General Motors, where its Ontario electric van plant is letting go of a significant portion of its workforce as EV fleet vehicle demand dwindled under the new administration. The changing directions for EVs might not be bad news for car enthusiasts, as the last of the big three in Stellantis are scrambling to cater towards the new wave of petrol-powered demand. Suggestion of a sub-$30,000 sports car have been thrown around, in addition to the petrol-based charger coming as soon as mid-year. Dodge also said it will aim to allow existing EV chargers to do burnouts via an update. Shifting gears forward, there was a funny clip this week on a Waymo crashing through a water-filled pothole this week.
I want to go now to some video. Our crews on scene saw multiple Waymo autonomous vehicles driving straight through this at full speed, ignoring public works vehicles trying to block this area off. San Francisco Fire says the sinkhole here is estimated to be about 5 feet by 4 feet.
In spite of the hiccups, the technology has not limited the rideshare company Lyft rolling out robotaxis as soon as 2026 with Waymo's competitor Mobileye. This is to be introduced in Dallas of Texas. Tesla is also turning to Texas for its autonomous robotaxis launching in June this year, as the state offers more lax regulations compared to its Cali counterparts. In other Tesla news, they have made progress this week on their Shanghai battery plant, which is a mega factory for large-scale energy storage production. However, things have not all been smooth sailing for Musk's company. The US State Department was apparently exploring purchases of armored electric vehicles, with Tesla initially identified as a potential supplier. Plans for this $400 million procurement have been halted, with Musk saying he was unaware of the deal to begin with. The car rental company Hertz confirmed they have completed their sell-off of Tesla Model 3s this week. This follows on from their pausing plans to buy vehicles from Polestar early last year. Electric vehicles are struggling to become reliable fleet vehicles with the current technology. Long-haul trucks is another area where electrification have struggled. The once infamous brand Nikola are now considering bankruptcy after failing to widely commercialize. The recent negativity has not stopped CATL, the largest EV battery manufacturer, from considering to list in Hong Kong. We move on now to the news this week that Renault, the Alpine F1 team, and the energy company Eni are coming together to work on biogasoline for racing. Eni will also be sponsoring the 2025 Alpine car, with their logo expected to be displayed somewhere on the body. A YouTube channel based in Indonesia made headlines in the past few days for their Koenigsegg Jesko replica. Although details are not exact, the car is pretty accurate from afar. The cost apparently was only $100, and the car utilizes a salvaged Toyota Camry engine from the 90s. In other news, the car company Bentley announced an apartment complex in Miami due to be opened in 2028. The layout of residences are named after car models such as the Bentayga and Azure. Some of the residences will feature garages within the apartment housing of up to 4 cars. Into the "they just can't make it right the first time" section. There were several recalls this week, first of which feature 2024 and 2025 Tacomas for their rear brake hose that can be subjected to mud buildup resulting in leaks. The second comes from Honda for a variety of models between 2021 and 2024, whereby gearbox grease using steering can result in fluctuating torque during steering. Mercedes are recalling C-Class from 2021 to 2023 for ground bolts not tightened and can cause fires from electric resistance. And lastly, Dodge announced recalls for the Challenger Demon 170 for spark plug issues. All 16 spark plugs will be replaced free of charge for affected customers. Finally, looking at our release and discontinuations monitor, the 2026 Bugatti Tourbillion will use a V16 engine instead of the W16 previously available in the Chiron. Prices start at $4.6 million and will be limited to 250 units. Next, prices for the 2025 GolfR have been announced in the US starting at almost $50,000 and will go without a manual option. I personally expect poor sales from these changes. Lexus is launching a hybrid version of its flagship SUV named the LX700H, with a hefty price tag of over $115,000 for the lowest trim and reaching $141,000 for the ultra-luxury variant. Photos for the 2026 Honda Passport have been released this week, pointing towards improved off-road capabilities. It will feature a new 3.5-litre V6 engine making 285 horsepower and paired with a 10-speed gearbox. More information released for the upcoming Jaguar GT. If I'm being honest, it isn't as bad as the initial reactions. The new car will start at below £100,000 and produce over 1,000 horsepower, which undercuts its targeted rivals such as Bentley, although the GT car is huge, at over 5 meters in length. Cadillac will launch its 2025 Escalade IQ with 460 miles of range and a price tag of $130,000. The electric SUV is firmly targeting the upper segment. However, as with the Golf, the price point of this makes me personally skeptical. In discontinuations, Chevrolet halted production for the ICE version of the Blaze SUV, instead focusing on the only electric version. And last but not least, Ford cited supply chain issues in an announcement that will see the off-road capable van, Transit Trail, discontinue. Now, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and please look forward to weekly videos on an ongoing basis. On that bombshell, goodbye.